Does that gap between your car seat and your center console really frustrate you? I mean, things falling down in there, whether it's coins or credit cards or wallets or French fries. It's happened to me and it's very frustrating. The other day I was flipping through Instagram and this popped up, and it's a gap filler meant to stop that, but it also provides a cup holder, a phone holder, maybe even a wallet holder. That's pretty sweet. And it slides right down into the gap. And surely I thought there has to be an as seen on TV product that does the same thing. And I found one. This is by a company called GapGuard, and this is their gap filler. Those are the products we're going to look at during this video. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. My channel is dedicated to reviewing mostly as seen on TV items. I look at some consumer gadgets, other household items. Once in a while, I do a little bit of a DIY just because I like to. If that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and click the bell below. That way you're notified every time I release a video just like this one. One more thing, don't forget to check down the description for my social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I would love it if you'd follow me there too. Now, let's take a closer look at these two gap fillers to see if they're any good. In an effort to get this review started and all the excitement I had, I forgot to film an unboxing. But to be honest with you, it would have been boring anyway. One box, I had two of these. That's it. The other box, I had two of these, and that's it. So let's just talk about this one first. This one is called GapGuard, and it's made in the USA. When I first purchased this, both sides look like this. It was really nice and smooth. There were no creases in here. These creases have formed when I've had it installed between my seat and the center console. This measures 14.5 inches long. It's 1 3/4 inches tall, and it's 1.5 inches wide. So that's the widest part you can have a gap filling with this one. Also, it does have this notch out for a seat belt. This one retails for just under $15 for two. All right. So now we're going to move on to this one. Your total length here is just over 10 inches long. This part right here is what goes in the gap. It's about 5/8 of an inch, and then your biggest gap you can fill is about 2.25 inches. So the biggest difference I have with this one is the size of the gap. So if your gap in your car is wider than 5/8 of an inch, then you're going to have to get something to add to here, maybe to glue something on, to tape something around, maybe even double-sided Velcro to get it to hold in place. But this one does have a cup holder, which is cool. It also has a spot for your phone, maybe your wallet, and of course this is where your cell phone cord can come through. This is a Galaxy Note 20, and as you see with case, it fits in there perfectly well. This is actually the biggest Note they make, so it fits in there pretty well. It is made out of a sturdy plastic and has this leather look on the outside with nice red stitching. Two of these were just about $25. Let's go test them out and see how they work in an actual vehicle. So here we have our seat gap filler. It's an as seen on TV product. So what I'm understanding is we are just supposed to stick them in the gap. All right, let's do it. So realistically, like I said, it's just a piece of foam. So if you're driving down the road, you have coins in your pocket, they fall out of your pocket. Instead of falling in between the gap, they fall there. Now let's say you have a pen or a marker. Instead of falling down, they fall right there. It is pretty cool, even though it's a pretty simple item. All right, so installing the cup holder, gap filler, phone holder is actually pretty easy. It just slides into that gap, right? The only problem is it just slides in there. It's not really held in tight. There's no Velcro, nothing sticking it there, so that worries me. I do like that there is a cup holder and a spot to hold my cell phone. I also like this part down here, if you can see where my finger is. That's where a phone charger can come up through, therefore your wire is hidden. Now, this is convenient for me because in my vehicle, my cup holders are actually under here, and I don't like leaving this open because it just becomes a spot to gather trash and debris, so I like to leave it closed. So having that there is pretty sweet. Now, to test it out and to see what I think. So, funny story, I went to do a test drive with this in, and I sat down and immediately did not like it. Now, for me, the way I experienced is my leg was right up against this cup holder, and I felt like I was crammed in there. I am a big fellow, so I'm 6'4", about 260 pounds or so, but I'm not the biggest person out there, and so if your legs, my legs are actually smaller than you would think, but I felt like I was squeezed in here. Now, if you have a smaller profile, this may be something that is okay for you if you don't use the entirety of the seat, but for me, I definitely did not like it there. I'm going to try it in a different vehicle. So this is a much better application for these cup holders. They actually fit down below the seat. Can you see? You can sit in the entire seat, and there they are. And this being in the Jeep, you hardly have any storage. Yes, there are 2 cup holders there, but now I have more storage to hold my phone and a cup if I want to, or something else. But I like them better here, even though they're technically backwards. Like I think this one is supposed to be on that side and that one's supposed to be on this side. It just fits right here really well, and they don't really move, right? They're just stuck in place and they're wedged in there. And I like this application a whole lot better than the other way. The funny thing is here, this gap here is too low to even fit the other gap fillers that I have, but these ones work perfect. Now, like you just saw, this being said, this one is covering the emergency brake, so if you have to use the e-brake, you will have to move that gap filler. So, tell me, have you used either this gap filler or this gap filler before? What has your experience been? I would love to hear from you. Let me know down in the comment section below. So check this out. The other day, I was going to a coffee shop. Let me just show you my wallet, okay? So this is my wallet, and friends of mine will make fun of me calling me George Costanza. And if you've ever seen Seinfeld, it's because George Costanza has the biggest wallet, has all these cards and receipts in there. Anyway, so I was at this drive-up coffee shop. I got my coffee, paid, brought my wallet in. My wallet was upside down, and this is older wallet, so I need to replace it. Every single one of my cards fell out, and I panicked. Well, then I remembered that I had my gap filler, and this was awesome. They all fell right on top of here, so I looked down, sweet, picked them all up, put them in my wallet, and went along my day. If those cards would have fallen down there, it would have taken me at least 30 minutes to retrieve them all. In this video, we've been looking at 2 very different gap fillers, and we've gotten 2 very different results. So the first one I tried this in the Honda Pilot, this fit perfectly and did a great job, and I loved it. And you know what? That's the vehicle that I'm going to leave this in, because it really does save me from a whole hot mess. This one I tried in the Pilot, and it didn't work at all, right? So then I ended up moving it over to a Jeep, and it fit perfectly. It did exactly what I needed to do, and I like it in there. Whereas I tried this in the Jeep, and it didn't work because it was too far down. It didn't really make any sense. So depending on your vehicle will be depending on which one works best for you. If either of these products interest you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. One cool thing about this gap filler is the spot where you can put your cell phone cable up and through. So get yourself a long enough cord and run it underneath your seat, and there you always have it next to you to plug your phone in. However, I will say, what I end up doing is taking a piece of flex tape, I take a piece of Gorilla tape, alien tape, whatever kind of tape that you have that's sticky, and hold this down. Otherwise, this cable can get just pulled out, and that gets frustrating if you have to refish it through again. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of these gap fillers. You know what? Not that long ago, I reviewed another product that I found on Instagram, and this cup is supposed to be able to take your warm drink and make it ice cold in just a short period of time by using this sweet base. Let's check out to see if it really works. I'm going to link that review video right up there, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And by the magic of the internet, when you click right here, I'm going to join you at that review. So go ahead, click it. It's safe, I promise.